Hi and welcome to the third Q&A episode of Guitarise.com, my online guitar learning platform. Today we'll go back to Gert's recording of Prelude No. 1 by Heitor Villa-Lobos, because he had another question regarding the microphone placement and the general sound of the recording. For this video he's using one mic only, and it's the new Rode NT1, as well as a Steinberg audio interface. This is what he had to say. I cannot find the right position for my new microphone. I'm using a Rode NT1 and the position is approximately 50 centimeters distance to the 12th fret. How do I get the best results with such a mic? And my first reaction was, of course, that to get a true stereo image, you would always need two microphones. But in his answer back to me, he made a great point in that the idea is not to get the studio quality results, but to make the most out of the equipment that you already own. In his own words, I understand that with one mic I'll never get studio results, but I assume that most guys recording at home don't have super suitable equipment. In my opinion, making the most out of one mic could be a common use case for many guitarists out there. And I completely agree, and I would like to give a few suggestions that I hope will help Gert and other guitarists record a better sound at home. To me personally, 50 centimeters away from the 12th fret sounds about right and a good starting point for guitar recording. I think that depending on the quality of the room, depending on how well your room sounds, you could afford to go anywhere between 30 or 40 centimeters all the way back to 2 meters distance from the sound source. Especially if the microphones are good and the preamp quality is nice as well. But because I don't know your room, I would like to focus more on the post-production side of things. The little tricks that we can use to make the recorded sound much better at the end. So for starters, let me open an empty Reaper session here, and I will just drag your recorded track inside. Okay, let's first hear the recording a little bit. Okay, I think this was enough. The recording to my ear sounds a little bit boomy in the low end, but it also has many squeaking sounds in the upper register, which I would like to avoid. Most of the things have to do with your tone production, which I already addressed in my previous Q&A session. So for now, let me just start by cutting the ends of this track like this, and I'll make a nice fade in. Okay. Okay, that's great. And I will start by adding an equalizer to the sound first. For this I will use a Metric Halo plugin called Channel Strip, and this is the same company that built my my audio interface ULN2. Okay, this plugin is great, but you can achieve the same with the free included RIA EQ inside of Reaper. But what I like about this this particular plugin from Metric Halo is that it has three things inside of one plugin. It's a compressor, it's a very good compressor, an equalizer, and a limiter. And one bonus thing is also that it has a spectrum frequency spectrum analyzer. So we'll just And for starters, you would always have to use high pass and low pass filters to filter some of the low end rumble and some of the unnecessary high frequency information. So for now I will play with the low pass filter in the high end of the spectrum, and you'll hear how it affects your squeaking tones in the upper register. I want to be careful not to go too far, but somewhere here sounds like a good compromise. I will also diminish the volume of the register just below the highest frequencies. And the upper end sounds quite nice to me right now, and now we have to address the low end boominess of the sound. And as you can see, the peaks here, they mostly happen around 200-250 Hertz. So I just diminish the volume here as well of those frequencies. So let's hear a before and after. Perhaps this is a little too much. Okay, I'm quite happy with the general sound balance, but to me this recording still sounds mono, and I'd like to find a way to make it appear as if it was recorded with two microphones. So for this I downloaded a free 14-day trial. It's a plugin called Stereo Maker, I think. Stereo Maker by Plugin Alliance, and the starting point here is okay, and let me just play with the settings for a while until I'm happy with the sound. Okay, I'm quite happy with the sound right now, and to me the recording still sounds a little bit dry, so I will use just a pinch of reverb using my favorite reverb plugin called Phoenix Verb. It's right here on the auxiliary channel, and the signal is already sent from this stereo track to the reverb. So I will just unmute it. Okay, so I'm quite happy with the sound right now, and let's just compare it to what we had at the beginning. For that, I would just duplicate this track, and then simply mute all the plugins. So what we had at the start. And now. That's it. And now I would just export the track by clicking Alt-Command-R and give it a name and render one file, and that's it. I'll send you the mixed track on your email address, and I hope you learned something useful out of this Q&A session. Goodbye, and till next time.